Here's the next little project. We are going to go up underneath this truck and we're going to measure it out, and we're going to start working on getting my train horns back in it. That ought to be fun. Alright, so we're up underneath the truck. I've already deleted my spare tire, so I got tons of room back here to mount my horns. As you can see, with that hole that I drilled right there, my triple horns were hanging there. We're going to go ahead and make a rack. We're going to go ahead and make a rack and hang them right in this area. So we're going to have to take a couple of measurements and start cutting some angle iron. Now that we've got a measurement for our basic outside dimension, we gotta grab the grinder, start making some cuts. I've already started. I'm gonna mount those beasts and another one that's sitting over there onto it. And I have another set on the truck too. Holy crap, I got a lot of freaking air horns. This is gonna be fun. Now, as far as raw materials for my train horn rack, I've repurposed this old road sign, and that's going to be the foundation frame and all the metal plating that these horns are going to sit on. And there's the outside of our train horn frame. So basically, I'm mocking this upside down right now, and using the horn faceplate as a template. You put two pieces of metal in here. That way I have something to use as a guide. I've already got my two holes drilled in the front. I'm gonna go ahead and screw those down, and then I'll do the back ones. And then I'll have a place to mount the horns, and I can slide them wherever I want. If I want to leave them all the way in the back, I can. If I want to move them all the way to the front, I can. So, I think I'm gonna repaint these horns because they've seen some action. You know. So here's the fun part. Now I've got the horns basically where I want them. Now I got to figure out how to get this tank and this compressor all onto here and make it fit and make it work. Super fun. Yeah. Oh, and all the time I've been grinding, always keep fire near you. Never know what's going to happen. I know this is very compact, but I have a good idea of what I'm doing. And it's going to be a little bit different than most of the normal setups you see. So this should be interesting. Now on to the next step. We have these two rails mounted, which are going to be for our horns. These right here are old wall mount brackets off a TV. You know, one of them big flat screen guys. This is what's going to hold our tank. So basically I just flipped it upside down and marked where everything needs to be and pre-drilled it. We're going to screw this thing together. My mock-up as it stands right now. These horns will be able to mount pretty much anywhere I want on this rail. So if I want to mount them way far forward and take another set and turn them this way, I can. Or I can make it super compact like that. Air tank is going to mount to the side rail and this center beam. The compressor is mounting to both of these. I'm debating on doing something right here just as a brace. I got to figure out what I want to do. If I want to just leave it, or if I want to cut one of these tangs off and put a brace right here just to give it a little more support. I've got these HornBlaster 232 Outlaws. Down here I've got a 20-inch Hadley horn, and I've got a set of dual tone Grovers on my truck as well. So trying to go for the biggest bang for my buck. Plumbing this thing's going to be the interesting part. This is going to look a hell of a lot different when it's done, I hope. So I guess we'll just see what happens. So the mock-up is getting down to its final phases. Made a little bit of changes to the layout and moved a few things around. And I decided, since I had a little spare space, I would go ahead and see if I could get my Grovers to fit on here as well. And that'll take care of at least that set of horns. I still have my other Hadley over there, but I'll deal with that later. I'm trying to make sure that nothing's an afterthought. So this is basically the layout I got right now. I got a foot for my compressor that's standing out in the middle of nowhere, so I'm gonna have to make a brace right there. And these Hadleys, or I'm sorry, these Grovers, I can use just the back bolts, and there's a standoff that holds the front where it needs to be, so that won't be too bad. And just screw it down like right there and be all good. So let's do some more work. All right, so hopefully this is the last bit for the frame. 232s, air tank, compressor, Grovers. Got the box sitting here because nothing's screwed down and they're kind of wobbly. They have that big giant gasket on the bottom of them. I went ahead and put another support bar in here so I could get all 4 feet on the compressor supported. And all in all, fairly compact. Now the next step is I gotta build an aluminum plate so that you don't see any of this framework, which is what I'm gonna use this for. And then I get to wire it all and plumb it all. That's gonna be interesting. Fun.